So, hi Libra, my name is Chris, and this is your December reading. Welcome, I hope you're fine, I hope your frequency is up. And let's just see if we can raise it a little bit, hopefully. And I'm doing the Celtic cross here for you, that's December. And there's something you're worrying about in December. It's the Nine of Swords, center of your Celtic cross, but don't freak out. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because 2025 is coming to an end, right? And it's not just 2025, it's actually the last 7 years. And that has been a big fat developmental circle, right? For all of us. And I'm going to talk about this more and more coming next year, but I mean, unless you have been on the moon or something like that, right? You might have noticed how intense the last few years have been. So, you're worrying about something, sleepless nights, overthinking energy, but there's the Queen of Swords, so you're freeing yourself from that and you're focusing your energy towards something better. The foundation is the Five of Wands, not the Five of Swords. So training, right? Not a fight. What are you focusing on? Literally, you're looking, the Queen of Swords, the butterfly queen is looking towards the Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups, actually. Yeah, that's the happy camper, right? That's someone who has all of his talents, right, lined up behind him. He's very divine, humble pride here. Sitting on his little wooden bench, right? He's not wearing a crown or anything. He's not the King of Pentacles. He's not, you know, some super successful guy wearing a crown or something, but he's happy, he's well dressed, and there's contentment in this, right? So instead of, you got the Nine of Swords and you got the Nine of Cups. So instead of worrying about something, instead of being perfectionistic about something, you seem to have everything you need to be happy with what you've got, right? And then it's just divine humble pride, slow incremental steps, right? You know exactly what to do. Queen of Swords energy. There's a little bit of resistance here or struggle with the Five of Wands. Maybe you're worrying about that. Maybe you think, oh my God, is that a fight? Is that something serious? No, it's not. It's just the Five of Wands, right? It's just, you know, everyday mundane life, right? But you got this, and you got this by concentrating on your blessings, right? For December. In December, I talked about this. It's the outgoing season, right? In 2025, it's practically over, right? So we're wrapping up 2025, and with 2025, we're wrapping up the last 7 years, and we're slowly gliding over to something else with the Six of Swords. There's the Two of Swords, again, maybe a little perfectionism, maybe a little overthinking energy. Six of Pentacles, that's a good energy, you know. And Six of Pentacles is this energy, and I see this more big picture here, where something is balanced out, right? The universe is giving you something back. If you have given a lot, you are going to receive something, right? And if you have received a lot, you're going to have to give something. So there is the outside world here with the Seven of Swords. So there might be sneaky people around you. There might be narcissistic people around you. But you know what? You just concentrate on what you want to create. You concentrate on your projects. And all of these sneaky people, right? These Seven of Swords narcissists here in the outside world position, they don't really bother you, right? They only bother you, Seven of Swords to the Nine of Swords, right? If you allow them in to your life, basically. So you got something to do here in December. Divine humble pride, you got all of your talents lined up, you got your projects. Just take pride and joy in what it is you're doing, small incremental steps. You know what to do, and you got everything you need to do it. So just focus on that. Maybe December is not the best place at the best time to make new friends. There's your wisdom, right? There's the Hierophant here. You learned a lesson. The big lesson about narcissists is basically that you're not taking the bait, you know? Narcissists are always trying to tell you some bullshit story to lower your frequency. So if you listen to narcissists, they're constantly trying to figure out how they can make you feel insecure, or how they can make you feel kind of ashamed, or afraid, or guilty. You know, they're always trying to bring you into that frequency. And whoever is around you who is not playing on your team, right? If you are in a group of people and you just can't, there's always a narcissistic person in a bigger group, right? No matter where you look, whether it's in your job, in your career, in your family, right? There are narcissists too. If you haven't noticed, and December is Christmas time, right? Coming home for Christmas. I didn't want to mention it, but is that the coming home for Christmas toxic family card? Could that be? And the question is, do you want to go there, right? Do you want to go there? Do you have the guts to say, no, not this year, I'm celebrating for myself or with my, partner, spouse, whatever? Do you want that? The question really is, what do you want, right? There seems to be, something seems to occupy your mind, and it's either perfectionism in what it is that you're doing in your projects. You can solve that by just focusing on joyful creation. So you don't, if nobody's rushing you, why are you rushing yourself, right? So if you got time in December to be joyful in your projects, right, and to focus on that joyfully, then by all means do so. So there's no need for perfectionism. There's no need to lose the connection to your subconsciousness, to your frequency, to your inner frequency. If it's an outside source that is kind of making you sleepless nights, it's December, right? Christmas, right? For a lot of people I know, that is kind of, and it used to be for me, a kind of, downer, pretty much, right? I'm not going to lie. That's maybe if you feel the same, you really have to be the Queen of Swords, figure out what you want, and then really communicate that, clear healthy boundaries, don't need to be rude about it, but just state what you want, right? Queen of Pentacles here at the crown. There's the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there is heartache, heartbreak, and it is the season, right? So, yeah, how do you want to deal with that? There's drama at the horizon, toxic people, toxic situations, but only if you go there, only if you allow them to have power over you, only if you allow them in, so to speak, if you participate. It's a choice, right? And you really have to make up your mind, what do you want in this regard. My advice would be focus on your project, focus on what it is that you're doing, because the Queen of Pentacles is actually clarifying the Nine of Swords. So maybe you're wondering, could I be successful with whatever I'm doing? The answer is totally yes. 2 times the Queen of Pentacles, right? If you just create joyfully, there's the Nine of Swords clarifying the Queen of Swords, right? So don't focus on the negative things, which is easier said than done. I'm not promoting toxic positivity. If you feel angry, overthinking, worried about whatever, That's just how you feel. So sit with it, accept it, but it's a conscious decision whether you want to stay with that feeling or whether you want to focus your energy on something that is uplifting. And you got something going here, whatever it is, 9 of Cups, right? Where you can just say, okay, let's do this and focus really on that and be really happy with it, right? Tower clarifying the 5 of Wands, and yeah, it has been hard in the recent past, whatever. There's the 5 of Swords clarifying the 9 of Cups. So something that you had to fight for becomes easier and more joyful. There's the joy coming back to it. And it used to be 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, right? There was something difficult in the recent past, most surprisingly, right? For all of us, right, in 2025, not just in 2025, I would say this again, the last 7 years has been winter, right? If you've seen Game of Thrones or something like that, right? 7-year winter, that was the last 7 years. But, you know, it's coming to an end, right? It's coming to an end. And you might still have that heaviness. Oh, I don't know, what is the universe throwing at me this Christmas, right? Or this year, or this, you know? Season, whatever, right? Don't focus on that. Joyful creation. The war is over, right? Winter is over. Winter is coming to an end with this winter, basically. And in 2026, the energies of the new system, the energies of the new paradigm are stronger than the old frequencies, right? The old paradigm frequencies. That you should know, right? Because there's the 9 of Pentacles. Just, focus on, there's a low-hanging fruit here. There's the 9 of Pentacles now and the 9 of Cups. So you can rely on something, low-hanging fruits. You just have to pick them and pick them joyfully for F's sake and focus on that. There is a low-hanging fruit, something that you can do, and you get basically instant reward or gratification, or I don't know. It pays off instantly, basically, more or less instantly. You just have to do it and do it joyfully. Nobody's rushing you. You shouldn't rush yourself, not with perfectionism, not with thinking about how hard it used to be. It's getting better. And you're practicing this in December because 2026 is going to be a great year. I promise you, really. That's not, yeah. 10 of Cups clarifying the happy home. 10 of Cups is clarifying the 6 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups is pretty much the happy home. And if you can't avoid them, right? Go there as the Hierophant, right? Don't even listen to their bullshit, right? You know they're going to tell you bullshit. You know they're trying to lower your frequency. You know they're trying to play you on guilt, fear, shame. You know how these things work, right? So just go there as the Hierophant. By the way, 7 of Swords clarified by the Hierophant. Hierophant shows up again in your potential, right? You are that. You learned the lesson. You know them, right? So don't be surprised that they are who they are, right? Yeah. 9 of Wands. You got this. You learned the hard lesson. And there's the Hermit clarifying the 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. You are... There might be a memory of heartache, heartbreak, or kind of, emotional struggle, right? Maybe even traumatization, something like that. And you're coming towards December, right? And towards Christmas, let's just say this horrible word. And then there's the 7 of Swords. In your outside position, how you engage with the outside world. Clarified by the Hierophant. don't buy their bullshit, right? And if you rather would like to be the freaking Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles, working, caring about your own projects, right? Making that happen joyfully, hopefully, low-hanging fruit, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, right? Queen of Pentacles 2 times, you got something going. If you just focus on that, and focus on that as the Hermit, right? And just say, F you, people, I don't need you to lower my frequency. Thank you very much. Not this time, I'm doing my thing. If that's your choice, that's a possibility, right? Just make that choice and let it be your own choice, right? So I'm pretty much telling you to think about the possibility to not allow these people in, or, you know, if you don't want to, why would you? That's your decision. That's just, there are infinite possibilities. Synchron. Think outside the square, beyond the limits of your thoughts. It is possible to think through your heart. Try it. Infinite possibilities exist inside you. There are ideas and creative solutions from beyond your physical reality. You can create all your heart desires. Feel the imaginative impulse transmitted from beyond space-time. Okay. There are worlds within worlds and entire universes within a particle of light. Through this card, you can see and randomly create. This is a card of joyful creation, very important. All you wish can be now. Keep the greater good of all in mind and let there be love in all that you do. Yeah, and you can be caring and loving and respectful and love someone from a distance, right? You don't show love by engaging with the toxic nonsense of a narcissist. And if you still try to change the narcissists in your life, it's not going to happen. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Wolf Spirit. That's number 67. Is that the last card, huh? Wolf Spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. You can sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours. Can you integrate all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lesson you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one who have been waiting for. You are the one who have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of Wolf Spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. So, you are truly in line with your destiny, which tells me 2 times the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles. You're laser focused on what you want to create, right? Your dream, your project, your job, your career, whatever it is that you're doing. There's work relationship, Pentacles energy 2 times. You're kind of investing your wisdom into it. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of ready to be successful. Low-hanging fruits energy. The universe is totally on your side. You got a happy home here. So there's a lot of stability and I would say groundedness and support from the universe. 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. The foundation is stable as well, right? You just don't have to take the bait of some sort of narcissist that is trying to, you know, trigger you. The Five of Wands is a kind of a training. You know, these people are not fighting, they're training, they're not using swords, they're using sticks. So nobody gets hurt, nobody loses a leg or an arm or whatever. This is not a fight. This is not the Five of Swords. You have the Five of Swords here as a clarifier, so maybe there has been some dirty fight action going on, certainly in the last 7 years, and it might still have a hold on you energy-wise, right? Makes you very sensible to being triggered in that wound area, I would say. And then there's this narcissist coming along, outside position, you're going to meet someone or you have someone in the surroundings. It's just a toxic asshole. Let's just say it how it is. And you got this choice. Do you concentrate on these toxic people or do you concentrate on your projects? And I would say concentrate on your projects and leave these people outside. You don't need them, right? Got something going, go for it. That's the big advice here. And I'm going to do 3 quotes, I guess, and see if something fits here. Fanaticism is always a sign of repressed doubt. Carl Jung. It's the season, right? Let's just lay this quote to the narcissist. Fanaticism is always a sign of repressed, suppressed doubt. That's Carl Jung. And we are called to be the architects of the future, not its victims. Buckminster Fuller. Totally going into your 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 2 times the Queen of Pentacles direction. You got something going. For F's sake, give that energy. You know what you focus your energy on. This is what you're creating. This is what where your energy is going towards, right? And if you focus on this 7 of Swords person swarming around you, no. The neocortex is a garden. That's your 3rd quote here. Just be very aware of your feelings, of your thoughts, of your thought patterns, right? And whenever you realize, oh, my frequency is dropping, you know, if it's in a group of people where somebody is, you know, identifiably lowering your frequency, try to make sure that this person is not part of your life. And if it needs to be part of your life, this person, then gray rock them, you know, just minimize the exposure to them and do not volunteer to let them into your life, right? You got bigger fish to fry, better things to do, and I would encourage you to do that joyfully. And that's all I got for December. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, or I don't know, Hanukkah, or whatever it is that you celebrate. I don't really care. But I hope you have a great time, and I hope you have a happy new year, by the way. Now, Budaya, my friend. Ciao.
Hurry up, Santa! Hop on!